Okay, in this video I'm going to explain to you what you should do if you get the reduced engine power message in your dash, and some tips and tricks that you can try before replacing any parts on most Ford, Chrysler, and GM vehicles. Alright, we got a Jeep here. We're taking for a test drive to verify the customer's concern. They got a check engine light on and they're complaining of some drivability issues. Well, not really feeling anything right at the moment. I actually drove it earlier and the traction light came on and a little lightning bolt came on and it went into reduced power mode. I was hoping to be able to duplicate that, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. I guess we'll just bring it in the shop and see what we got. Back from the test drive on this 2014 Jeep Compass with the 2.4 liter dual overhead cam 16 valve VVT motor. Customer is complaining of some drivability issues. She's getting the lightning bolt in the dash coming on. I wasn't able to get it on film, but in the previous test drive it did it to me. The lightning bolt came on. It went into reduced engine power, so I had no throttle response. I shut the key off and restarted it and it drove fine. So I mean, if you're in a bind and this happens to you, I would suggest just pulling over, shutting the key all the way off and restarting it, and a lot of times it will get you to where you're going or give you a chance to go get it checked out. This one's setting a P2101 electronic throttle control performance bank 1, a P2110 electronic throttle control system bank 1 forced limit RPM. That's where it that's basically the reduced power mode. It's forcing limited engine RPM. And P2118 electronic throttle control motor current performance. Normally what these codes are suggesting is the electronic throttle is either binding, or there's there's a binding in the gears inside of the electronic throttle body. So what we're going to do first here on this vehicle, which usually I'd say 70-80% of the time this fixes it. It's usually not due to an actual failed part. Normally these throttle bodies get gunked up with stuff and they stick, so we're probably going to start by cleaning the throttle body, and then we're going to go in and do a throttle relearn on. I have the factory YTech 2 software here running, and basically we're going to go into PCM, we're going to go into miscellaneous functions, and we're going to scroll down till we see the ETC learn right here. ETC learn. You're going to want to click on the ETC learn, and that's the electronic throttle control. And we're going to go ahead and after you get the throttle body cleaned up, you're going to want to go ahead and do the relearn. Now, if you don't have access to a factory scan tool like this, or any scan tool for that matter, and your car goes into reduced engine power mode, you can always still just clean that throttle body up. You know, maybe disconnect the battery, reconnect the battery, reinstall everything and drive it. I mean, sometimes you don't have to go through this procedure, but obviously where we have the capability of doing that, we are obviously going to want to do it. Alright, here it's telling me press and hold accelerator pedal to the floor. The throttle must be held to the floor. Please continue when you're ready. So I'm going to hold the throttle all the way to the floor. Hit continue. It's going to count down while it relearns it. Release accelerator pedal and press continue. Alright, electronic throttle control learn complete. And that's it. I'm actually going to go ahead. I haven't actually cleaned the throttle on this. I just wanted to show you I had the scan tool here and I had the video going. But we're going to go ahead and pull that throttle out, clean it up, and we're going to do this again, and I'm going to take some video of that as well. Okay, so we got our Jeep here with the reduced engine power problem. Trying to access the throttle body on this one is probably one of the more difficult ones compared to most vehicles. But you can see it down there in the front. You can just basically follow your air intake boot, which comes to your air filter. That will bring you to the throttle body. You don't always have to take them off to clean them, but in this case, because of where it's located, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so you can see we got it off now. This particular one it's got a rubber O-ring down there, and then 4 10mm bolts that hold it on. I'm going to bring it over to the bench here, and we're going to get this thing cleaned up. Basically, I'm just going to take some parts cleaner. I'm going to hold it open with the soft end of a screwdriver, because you don't want to damage that throttle plate at all. Also, while you got it off, or you have the air intake boot off, just make sure the throttle plate itself is moving nice and free. There's no binding of the gears inside of the motor itself. I'm just going to take parts cleaner and an old toothbrush with that throttle plate open. I'm just going to scrub it until it's nice and clean. And then we're going to get this thing reinstalled. Like I said, you can do this on the car if it's accessible. A lot of Hondas, Toyotas, Acuras, a lot of vehicles, the throttle body is right on top of the motor, so it makes it much easier than it is on this Jeep. Once I get this all cleaned up, I'm actually going to spray a little WD-40 in there, just to, ease of what it's going to do is it's going to clean it up, and it's going to, make sure everything's working nice and free in there, and I'm just going to wipe it out with a rag. Going to get this all reinstalled. We're going to do the idle relearn with the scan tool. If you don't have a scan tool, like I said, just disconnect the battery for 10 seconds, reconnect it, and on most vehicles it will relearn itself, with the exception of some Nissans or whatnot. But if you're having a reduced engine power mode, you're going to want to try cleaning that throttle body really before you do anything else, and then just disconnect your battery and reconnect it. Thanks for watching. Hope this video helped. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, Flat Rate Mechanic.